Wind Mountain, a cone-shaped peak, stands on the Washington side of the Columbia River Gorge along Highway 14, about 52 miles from our home in Portland, Oregon. Climbing steeply in 1 3/4 miles, the trail gains 1,107 feet in elevation. We have come to explore the geological, natural, and human history of this unusual place. We are not young. We are not in a hurry. We like to study the landscape features and the small details, the flora, the fauna, the long arc of geological history.
We believe, like Aristotle, that in all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. We are Elizabeth and Terry. We are two on a trail. I am not a geologist, but I am very interested in studying the landforms of places where we hike. So this book, Roadside Geology of Washington, by Marley Miller and Daryl Cowan, has been very helpful. In creating the landforms of this part of the Columbia River Gorge, two factors stand out, according to Miller and Cowan. The first is the southward dip of the underlying rock formations. The second is a layer formed as much as 35 million years ago called the Ohanapecosh Formation, the top of which is impermeable and forms a slippery surface when wet. So gravity and ancient rock layers make the Washington side of the gorge go slip-sliding into the river.
Standing on the tip of Thunder Island at Cascade Locks, looking west toward the Bridge of the Gods, we can see that the south side, or Oregon side of the gorge, is very cliff-like, while on the north side, or Washington side, the terrain slopes more gradually down to the river. In fact, this part of the river was difficult to navigate, as it was filled with rocks from these slides. The most recent and largest was called the Bonneville Landslide, which occurred between AD 1425 and 1450 and blocked the river, creating a lake and drowning a forest whose snags were visible prior to the construction of Bonneville Dam in 1938 and are seen in this postcard. Across the river from the snags is our destination today, Wind Mountain. Wind Mountain is the traditional homeland of the Cowlitz and Cascade Chinookans. Along with other river people, they were forcibly relocated to the Confederated tribes of Grand Ronde and Siletz reservations. They have stewarded this place since time immemorial and still live and thrive here.
Going down to go up, that's always discouraging.
Lovely afternoon here in the state of Washington.
Okay, Terry, let's see you climb up the trail. Always a good excuse to stop and take a rest. This is a kind of a steep trail.
Between the trees there is Dog Mountain. The landscape is just really lush.
The Columbia windflower, Anemone deltoidea, shakes in the breeze of a moist forest understory. Its 5 white petal-like structures are actually stamens which cover and protect the emerging flower bud. Oh yes, there it is. Oh, there it goes. Oh, not that far.
Come up here. See his cheeks.
Spotted coralroot, Coralroot maculata, is a member of the orchid family. Lacking chlorophyll, it lives by parasitizing mycelium, those intricate branched underground networks between trees and fungi. If you see one in a forest, you are likely to see more, drawing their sustenance from the same hidden source. Well, let's see, we are at about the 1,400 foot level. How's it going, Terry?
Good. I like this path.
Do ya?
We're about 1,400 feet.
So we have about 500 feet more to go. You can see little glimpses of the river down there. It's kind of muddy.
The Columbia.
The Columbia River, yeah. And
Big Dog Mountain through there.
straight ahead through the trees is Mount Defiance. And it's really kind of a nice trail. It's steep. It's not as steep as it was at the very beginning, but you can kind of look up there and see. But you hear the noise from the I-84, but kind of expect that in the gorge. No big deal. Beautiful vine maple there. Oh, that's Terry.
There's a lot of pretty plants
Yeah.
that we haven't got a chance to see with all the rain.
Yeah, the rain's really made everything nice and lush this time of the year. So we are enjoying it.
Larkspurs, windflowers, wild roses. Yeah.
Naked broomrape, Orobanche uniflora, is also called cancer root or ghost pipe. It lives by parasitizing other plants, in this case, sedums. Since it has no leaves, naked, it is only visible when in bloom. Despite its unpromising name, it is native to forests across the United States. Well, this is very sad. The notice telling people of the archaeological significance of this site, which is unreadable. The record can't be erased. It can be effaced, but it can't be erased. I'm just glad they have places like this to remind us that the mountains are extremely interesting and culturally significant places. I don't think our culture values mountains the way Native American people do, but people, individuals, many individuals in our culture do value this kind of experience.
Dog Mountain.
Really gorgeous view of Dog Mountain, isn't it?
Kind of like this better. We've got the whole place to ourselves.
Always a plus. And just over your shoulder is Mount Defiance. And down below, if we could see the river, is where that sunken forest is. So,
Oh, from the landslide?
from the landslide, yeah. I was thinking, as preparing to come up here, what I wanted to say about the mountains. And this is a sacred site for Native people, for youth who come up here to test themselves against the kind of a scary place. It would be really scary at night. And if you didn't have anything to eat or anything to drink and you were fasting, obviously, to find out who your spirit companion was going to be for your life. That would have been one of those really defining experiences for a young person. And I certainly feel like the mountains that I have visited have been defining experiences for me too, where I've been able to really find my true self, not the self that's influenced by friends or family or religion or popular culture, but the self that is at home in the mountains. And I've been reading a little of the works of John Muir, and I really like this quote. It says, "Into the mountains I go to lose my mind and find my soul." When you hike, you kind of lose your mind because all of your energy goes into putting one foot in front of the other, doesn't it? And so you empty your mind, and then you come up here and you get to rest, and whatever you take away stays with you. Another one of his quotes is, "You are not in the mountains are in you."
Yeah.
And I love that too, because it says that we are carrying this experience away with us, and it stays with us. And I certainly feel that's true. See how on the Oregon side to our left, how the mountains are really steep and come down to the water, whereas on the Washington side over here, everything is much more gradual. Thanks to the Ohanapecosh formation and the presence of slides. We even saw signs as we were coming up the road said slide area, roadside saying slide area. So we know that this is an ongoing happening. And we can see now clearly how the Columbia River got pushed south by the Bonneville Slide. So there you have it.
Let's go enjoy the trail some more.
Yeah, let's go enjoy that trail.
From here, the trail is all